Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. Let's get started and look into our daily quiz. Before we start with our today's practice questions, we have two important announcements. The first is in reference to the launch of our official Telegram channel. What is that you have to do? Follow the link given in the description box or scan this QR code. This will take you to our BYJU'S official Telegram channel. Join the channel and get all the latest updates with respect to the current affairs. The next announcement is in reference to the weekly current affairs explain session. As part of this initiative, today's topic discussion would be Developed India by 2047. So please do tune in live on our YouTube channel at 8 p.m. so that you understand everything about this topic. Let's get started and look into the first question. Consider the following statements with respect to Chhau dance. It is mainly performed during festivals in the region of Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. Mayurbhanj Chhau dance does not use masks. Chhau dance was the first to be enlisted in the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Which of the statements given above are correct? The answer to this is 1 and 2 only. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Hindu makes a reference to the Chhau dance. Let us try and understand what are these options. When we look into the first option, yes, Chhau dance is performed in the festivals in the state of Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. The first statement is right. When you look into the second statement, Mayurbhanj Chhau dance does not use masks. This once again is the right statement. When you look into this semi-classical dance form, what you have? You have three types of Chhau dance. One that takes place in Saraikela. This Chhau dance is famous in Jharkhand. Then what we have is Mayurbhanj. This Chhau dance is famous in Odisha. Finally, what we have is Purulia. This Chhau dance is famous in West Bengal. So when we comes to Saraikela as well as Purulia, they make use of the mask. But when it comes to Mayurbhanj Chhau dance, they do not make use of the mask. So the second statement is once again right. When you look into the third statement, Chhau dance was the first to be enlisted in the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. This is a wrong statement. Why? Because the first was not Chhau dance. Chhau dance was added in the year 2010, but before that, in the year 2008, what we had was Kutiyattam, tradition of the Vedic chanting, as well as Ram Leela, which was added into this particular list. So it was not first, but it was added in 2010, which is why the third statement is wrong. So when we speak about the Chhau dance, this is performed in the states of Orissa, Jharkhand as well as West Bengal. The word Chaya gives meaning to Chhau dance. Chaya means shadow. As a mask dance, Chhau dance is denoted. Energetic martial art movements are basic feature of Chhau dance. Serpent dance, peacock dance are a few narrations used in the Chhau dance, and basically number of epics like the Mahabharata, Ramayana, Puranas, their stories are also taken and are performed as part of this Chhau dance. As part of the assignment, you have to put on the comment section which state practices Kalaripayattu. Please put it on the comment section. Now let's look into the next practice question. With respect to Annie Besant, which of the following statements are correct? The first woman president of Indian National Congress was Annie Besant. New India was a daily newspaper published in India by Annie Besant. Which of the statements are correct? The answer to this is both. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Hindu makes a reference to the Annie Besant. Let us try and understand what are these options. When we look into the first option, the first woman president of Indian National Congress was Annie Besant. This happens to be the right statement. New India was a daily newspaper published in India by Annie Besant. This statement is also right. Since both the statements are right, the answer to this would be C, which is both. Now, if we have to look into the facts with respect to Annie Besant, she was inculcated at a young age with a strong sense of duty to the society. She had an independent streak at the age of 20. She married Vicar Frank Besant. They had two children but later separated legally owing to the political differences. Besant was an ardent supporter of Irish self-rule. Besant played an important role in the independent movement of India. Besant set up the Central Hindu College at Benares. She met Madan Mohan Malviya, who joined forces to found the Benares Hindu University in 1916. She joined Indian National Congress and demanded government action towards self-rule. When the First World War broke out, she said England's need is India's opportunity. Besant launched the All India Home Rule League in 1916 along with Bal Gangadhar Tilak. The league was the first Indian political party that advocated self-rule as its motto, and in contrast to the INC, which met once a year, the league worked throughout the year. These are some of the important facts with respect to Annie Besant. Now let's look into the next practice question. Who among the following were the members of the Landholders Society? Babani Charan Bandyopadhyay, Dwarkanath Tagore, Jadugopal Mukherjee, Kanailal Bhattacharjee, Prasanna Kumar Tagore, Radhakant Deb, Ram Kamal Sen. The answer to this is 1, 2, 5, 6 and 7 only. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Hindu also makes a reference to the Dwarkanath Tagore. When we speak about Landholders Society, it was earlier called as the Zamindari Association. So the Zamindari Association was formed in 1838 as a political organization for the Zamindars. This included Babani Charan Bandyopadhyay, Dwarkanath Tagore, Prasanna Kumar Tagore, Radhakant Deb as well as Ram Kamal Sen. This group did not have Jadgopal Mukherjee as well as Kanlalal Bhattacharjee. So please remember, when we speak about Landholders Society, it was earlier called as the Zamindari Association. The founders of the association included all these people, and the association campaigned for permanent settlement to be implemented all over India. This organization merged with Bengal British India Society, and finally what we have is the British India Association. Now let's look into the next practice question. Consider the following statements with respect to River Hooghly. Fort William is located on the banks of River Hooghly. Earlier, it was known as the Sorrow of Bengal. It is formed by the junction of Bhagirathi and Jalangi rivers at Nabadvip. Which of the statements given above are correct? The answer to this is 1 and 3 only. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Hindu makes a reference to the Hooghly River. Let us try and understand what are these options. When we look into the first option is right. Fort William is located on the banks of River Hooghly. This statement is right. Earlier, it was known as the Sorrow of Bengal. This statement is wrong. Why? That is because the Sorrow of Bengal happened to be Damodar River. Why? Why was it called as the Sorrow of Bengal? That is because there was frequent floods, and because of these frequent floods, number of people lost their lives. They also lost their property and economic activities as well. So remember, Damodar River was known as the Sorrow of Bengal, and it was not River Hooghly. It is formed by the junction of Bhagirathi and Jalangi rivers at Nabadvip. This happens to be the right statement. So when we speak about Hooghly River, this happens to be an eastern tributary of Ganges River, where in the state of West Bengal. It is formed by the junction of Bhagirathi and Jalangi rivers, and there are many rivers which drain into the Hooghly rivers. Some of them include Damodar, Roopnarayan, Haldi rivers, so on and so forth. Where is this Hooghly River? It is present as shown in the image. Now let's look into the next practice question. Which of the following are the exclusive powers of the Lok Sabha? To ratify the declaration of emergency, to pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers, to impeach the President of India. Select the correct answer using the code given below. The answer to this is 2 only. This happens to be a previous year question from the year 2022. Which is the exclusive power of the Lok Sabha? To pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers is the exclusive power given to the Lok Sabha. Amidst all these options, the first and the third, these powers are also given to the Rajya Sabha as well. Now let's look into the fact of the day. The fact of the day for today's discussion is piracy. When we speak about piracy, there are two definitions or two meanings to piracy. One is the traditional definition of piracy. The other is what we call as the modern definition or the meaning of piracy. What is this traditional meaning of piracy? Let me explain this with the help of an example. You guys would have heard about Somalia. It happens to be one of the coastal states. What happens? You have number of pirates who are present along the coastal areas. Let's assume there is a ship that is moving in the coastal waters. These pirates immediately attack the shipment, and all the valuables that are present in this ship would be immediately taken off by these pirates. This happens to be the traditional meaning of piracy. But when it comes to the modern piracy, what exactly happens? There is an authenticate copyrighted material. This they would have not bought it by the license by paying some money to the owner or the author of that copyrighted material, but instead what they do is get the pirated copy of it. Let's say for example we have software piracy, or you can also speak about movie piracy as well. Let's say you have the producer. It is the producer who would have invested a lot of money into the making of a movie. It is he who has the rights to sell it to the satellite rights where it will be released on the television. It is he who also can release on the OTT as well. It is he who will release it in the theaters as well. What if there is one of the websites or a person who records this video illegally and puts it on the website for the download or for watching? Such is also called as the movie piracy. So this article here is speaking about movie piracy. So number of websites like the Pirate Bay, Torrents and the Tamil Rockers, what do? They illegally shoot this particular video and put it on the website, and ultimately there is violation of the copyright. So whenever there is violation of the copyright, what we have is the copyright law that immediately steps into picture. We have one of the sections of the Copyright Act. What is it? We have section 13. What does section 13 speak about? It speaks about subject matter of copyright. What does it include? Literary content, dramatic, musical and artistic work, cinematography films as well as sound recording. So all the movies fall under the cinematographic films. How do you remember this? Let me give you a simplest of code so that you remember what is the subject matter of copyright. Who does not know Lata Mangeshkar? So what you have is a code called as Lata Mangeshkar goes to the DC office, files a case against Amitabh Bachchan ji as well as Shah Rukh Khan ji. So what is here? We have LM, which is nothing but literary and musical. Then what we have is DC, which is nothing but dramatic as well as cinematography films. And finally, when it comes to artistic works as well as sound recording, what we have is this particular abbreviation. So remember, when it comes to the films, it is part of the copyright, and any person who has taken this content and has produced it illegally, he will be penalized under the Copyright Act. Now the question is, how do these pirates make their money? There are two types of pirates. One is what is called as the ethical pirates. The other is what is called as the unethical pirates. Who are these ethical pirates? Let's say for example, these people, in case there are people coming onto the website for watching that particular movie, there are people who will click on the advertisement. So because of the click of the advertisement, these people generate the money, who are called as the ethical pirates. So they are not expecting anything from the people for that particular movie. They want people to watch the movie and enjoy the movie. They do not collect any type of money from the people, but at the same time there would be ads that would be posted on this particular website. So the minute there are clicks on this website for that advertisement, they would generate certain amount of money. So when it comes to the unethical pirates, what do? They put this movie on their website. They also have worms, viruses that are present on this particular website. So the minute you click on it, this will also enter your system and they may steal the passwords as well. It is this that we have to understand with respect to the piracy. So this is it for today. Thank you for watching. All the best.